Welcome, my friends. Hello, hello. And get everybody loaded on here. Yeah, good to go. Go, and we are live on YouTube. Welcome, YouTube. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Zoom. I'm gonna give everybody just a minute to log in here. And we will get started. How's everybody? So, as you all know, my goal always is to get you guys to some simplicity to the chaos in the world. And oh, I can't wait. It's a lot to process in the world right now because what we're processing is never as extravagant as we're trying to make it, or we're being told to make it. And so that's what my goal always is with every Truth Tribe, is to try to get us to simplify down what is happening. All right, and so that's my goal. So that's where we're going to go tonight. Let me get us logged in here on live, and then we'll be good to go. Let's see. All right. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Truth Tribe. I'm Daune Thompson. Thank you all for being here. You all know that you are so perfect right now. All right. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. And as I always say, I know it feels that way some days, but there's nothing wrong with you. And I love you all very much. And remember that Truth Tribe is to illuminate your self-awareness of your health, your wealth, your love, and more. And I do not believe in 20 years of therapy. I just believe we need clarity to live right now. What do I need to do right now? You do not need an astrology chart for Truth Tribe, but it sure helps for self-awareness. If you don't have one, I'll comment in a little while on how to get one, or you can go to my social media, Instagram or my Facebook, and just comment or DM me tribe or I'm sorry, ZBook, ZBOOK, one word, and I'll send you the link. Okay, and I'll get you the chart. So tonight, our topic is illuminating darkness in your life. When I say nothing is wrong with you, I mean, in my deepest sense of my soul, my friends, you are already full of light. You are already whole. You are already amazing. Your goal is peace, my friends. Okay? If you are not at peace in any area of your life, it's your first stop. Okay? So let's begin with just a thing or an experience that you want to be calm in. You want to feel peace in, right? But by setting your intention for it, the thing that's bringing you chaos or challenges or whatever it is, so by setting your intention, I want it to leave, the second you set that intention, you will be required to lean into the dark rooms that you avoid. It, whatever that challenge is the insecurity room that you're avoiding. And so what's happening is you're being pushed inside your soul, past your head. So body, mind, spirit, soul, okay? And it's getting pushed past your head back into alignment with your soul first and driving down. You're not being pushed into fighting with your darkness or your insecurities. You're not supposed to fight with it. You're not supposed to be upset with it. You are learning to shine from your heart into any shame or guilt that you fear to look at. Okay, so it's that simple. So write these words down because I'm going to keep talking about them throughout the call. Write these words down and we're going to talk about guilt, shame, and abandonment because that's what's coming up. And so here's your biggest tip. You are already light. You're full of light. So self-awareness is less about being lighter and more about releasing that inner light into your darkness, into that dense weight, into the baggage you're carrying, into whatever's holding boulders of bullshit. It's bullshit. But until now, we've avoided our desires because we don't trust ourselves, right? Most of us don't, because you learn to accept external solutions instead of being aligned with your soul's highest frequency of light. So it's time to start feeling fully lit all around you instead of searching for solutions and teachers on how to be lit and how to be lighter, to be you, just to be you. Because remember, you're all perfect. You're all different. You're all a puzzle piece into the entire collective grid. But by seeking it outside of you, somewhere out there, right, which is how your nervous system is wired, that's what's tripping you up. You cannot give what you do not have, ever. And so you cannot ask for help, right, for your own guilt, your own shame, or your own abandonment when the person you're asking it from doesn't have it either. These are the pain pillars that are surfacing for most people right now. When you ask for light from others who are unable to see their own dark rooms, right, you will attract insecurities or inexperience or experiences, shall I say, to draw attention to see your own avoided rooms in your lighthouse. You are a lighthouse. You shine bright. Okay, so there are probably some dark rooms in that house that you're like, yeah, no, not going there. So you see challenges that start coming up on repeat until you complete that karma. Remember, karma is completion. It's not if I do good, I'll get good. If I do bad, I'll get bad. No, that's not karma. Karma is you have some heavy, strong lessons and you came here to complete them and put light into them. Okay, it's not punishment. It's just pressure to step into your soul mastery. That's what you came here for, to master this illuminated energetic frequency and look for those weak spots, those dark spots. We are moving away from unstable and we're choosing stable, grounded, unmoving lighthouses. So if you want to eliminate your challenges, it's simple to just step into the center of your soul's tattoo and scan it from within, right? See where your pain is popping up. When you see others living inauthentically, avoiding light, struggling to connect to your choice of a high frequency, it's going to feel like a battle for a bit. That's what it'll feel like. It doesn't matter who the person is or the place is or the experience is. You will feel like you need to teach them to see their dark rooms, right, in their own lighthouse or in their own home. You may be drawn to sending others like love and or oh, you need love, you need prayers. My intention is for this. I need to teach you. I need to preach to you, right? So your desire of wishing them to be bright like you, or to not be bright because they don't want to see something you're too bright for. You're shining light into their world. It makes them uncomfortable. It's pretty basic. So wanting them to know they can be a lighthouse instead of a lost boat in their dark. You can't tell someone to be something they're not, or to give you something they don't have. We don't learn to be lighthouses with procedures and systems and detailed lessons. Right? So if I'm allowing my light to expand and shine into all my grid lines, I can't go get a lesson and tell me how to be me. I have to come from within and know that. So I then begin to attract others who choose to be drawn to that light or replicate the same feeling that I illuminate from my own energy field within. So when they don't want what you want, and a lot of people aren't going to, right? They will criticize you in some way to get you down to their avoided insecurities or the dark rooms of their house or their lighthouse. Everyone is struggling right now with self-love, right? So what the hell is self-love? Because this is a big thing. Just love yourself. Oh, be nice to yourself. No, that's bullshit too. Self-love is self-honoring. It's it's honoring what you need right now, but we're not honoring that. Okay? So what I need you guys to understand is that we've been taught to dismiss ourselves by doing for others and not for ourselves for so long, right? How do you feel brighter inside of your lighthouse? How do you see your dark rooms? How do you feel open to let light into all the rooms of your house? Not just the easy ones, but the ones that you avoid. How do you do that, right? You close your eyes. And in the category where the door is closed, where the lights are off, you speak to yourself, what if I gave myself permission to want what I want? Security, authenticity, respect, freedom, peace, confidence, joy. In what topics? In my intimacy, sex, money, body, love, security, career. What is that? What if I wanted what I wanted in those areas? Not needing it, okay? I need to have this because I'm avoiding it in myself. Not needing it, but vibrating it, deserving it because I am it. So you can't avoid having what you want if you're it, right? So you have to think about it from that perspective. I would like peace in my life, but it scares the shit out of you, right? To choose you. And this is a big deal on the planet right now because we're moved into Aquarius. So your soul knows exactly what would make you feel neutral, not overly excessive in the masculine or the feminine or the action or the receiving, just being you, right? To grow your confidence, my friends, listen, you must see where you're fighting with a topic in your life on repeat. What one topic, what two topics? What if I had what I want, which is freedom to be in this room, freedom to express myself in this topic? What if I didn't come from that boat perspective, out in the dark, out in the sea, out in the lost, mucky, murky chaos, from fear and judgment and programming and control, which is what everybody knows on the planet. We just left that. And shining your light into that category of your soul's desire for freedom. To shine in that area of your life that has been repeating pattern in your life for attention. It's allowing you to become an unmoving lighthouse, meaning that you are mastering self-love. Your house doesn't move if you've mastered self-love. I deserve to be bright in all categories of my life, specifically the ones that are dark in my house. Which rooms are dark? This is the new language of living in self-love. Okay, but instead, your programming of loving yourself is by going to get something, to go do something, to take action to love yourself. This is old action, this old action way. Right? It's the only way to do it is to do something to yourself, for yourself. It's backfiring. Okay? That's not how it works anymore. And it won't work that way anymore. Loving yourself, and everybody's like, well, just love yourself. It doesn't freaking work that way. It's choosing to shine from inside, push it out into areas you don't like about yourself. And the second you do it, you're like, oh my God, it feels so good. And it can be super tiny. So with action, when you take action to fulfill something or do something without an intention of who you want to be from it, this is who I want to be, and then I'm going to take action. When you take action, but you have no idea why you're taking the action, it backfires. So when you take action without intention of who you want to be first, it's neglecting what if I was, right? Open to feel this way in this dark room of guilt or shame. What if I just chose to love myself there and fill in what I want there? When you can't be in a state of nothing, whether it's receiving or giving, and you're just peace there, okay? When you can't be in a state of nothingness in any area of your life and you're feeling like so uncomfortable in that topic, that department, that person, that place, that thing, whatever. When you can't be just in a state of nothingness, there's something to see there. So does that make sense when I'm going to get to some examples of real life example, but what room needs light? And I'm going to bring up a wheel for you so you all can look at that and go, okay, which one of these, if I looked at it, I'm like, ooh, I can't just let that be. I don't need it and I don't have to give it. I just know I deserve it. I am that. That's when you know you put a light into that category of your life, that dark area of your life, that insecurity. So just think of an insecurity. You're like, ooh, that thing makes me nervous, right? What do you want in these areas that feel insecure for you? Okay. No matter how big or infinite your wish is, I mean an infinite wish. What dream, what desire it is, it's finally asking you to choose it for yourself. Choose you anyway, no matter how comfortable it is. Because this allows you to understand how to be an immovable lighthouse that only shines love even into uncomfortable areas. You're illuminating. But I need you all to understand the second we go, and like I said, I'm going to pull up categories and you're going to pick. Ooh, that room shut off. Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to go there. I'm going to pull it up. But be prepared when you pick one of those areas, because those around you will match not only the light within you, but they also match the dark spots because you're a frequency. Okay, so those are low frequency areas for you. When you set your lighthouse to shine outside of you in areas you haven't shined before, and you have boundaries on what you will accept in your life, you're going to get pushback. Okay, you will get labeled. Oh, there's a bug in here, guys. There's a bug in my office. Okay. So you're going to get pushback, right? You're going to get labeled. Oh, you're so much of this. You're so much of that. Criticism of not criticizing you of not being enough, or you're too much, or you do this, or you do that. And you just say to yourself, yes, I am. I believe in you too. I believe in you, but I believe in me too. Right? Until you stare down the big pain pillars, which are guilt, shame, and abandonment. Abandonment shows up as sadness. Like, that makes me sad that that won't happen, or they won't be there, or this won't happen. If I do this, I'll be sad because I have to stop doing that. You are feeling abandonment, not sadness. So these big pain pillars of guilt, shame, and abandonment are big energies staring down at everybody right now. Okay? Just think of a clock wheel. Okay? And look at all these slices of your life as I pull up the chart in a bit. Right? They're all rooms of topics in your life that are dark, and some of them are dark. The rest of them are lit up. You're like, I'm doing this. I got this. And then there are areas where you're just like, oh, I do feel guilt or shame if I ask for peace or more or joy in that department. And so they're either dark or, you just kind of walk past it. You don't look in that room, or they're completely padlocked shut. And when you walk into that room, asking yourself, do you feel guilt, shame, or abandonment if you were to say, this is what I want instead? Are you ashamed of wanting more of it? Guilty for wanting to change it? Afraid that others are not going to accept your new light and abandon you? Right? It scares the shit out of most people when you see the lights on, because you go flip the light of that room, okay, that area we're avoiding, your insecure room, and you flip the light on because you feel those emotions. Why? That's karma appearing, my friends. And it's here so you can shine light into it from the inside out by saying, I am deserving of speaking my truth into that shame or that guilt I have around wanting this thing. Whatever that thing is. And it can be the whole, there could be a couple things. But you have to be very careful to not blame others for why you feel it or who taught it to you. It's just seeing you. And it's seeing you when you walk past that dark area of your life. When you flip on the light, you're like, ooh, there is kind of a dirty sock. Oh, there's some old food rotting in the corner that needs to be seen. That's why I don't like it, because it's stuff I don't want to deal with. And until you shine light into that room and acknowledge all I have to do is throw it in the trash and decide that I want this room, this category, this topic in my life lighter. I am deserving of the dream that I want in this area. Not realizing I've never dreamt or felt worthy of receiving it. Not till now, right? But now I do. Now you know you can choose to have light because you're like, boy, I've never had that before. I don't give a shit. You can have it now, but it's going to be uncomfortable, right? And this is how easy it is to create self-love, looking at your dark rooms or shut off ones that you don't want to see. Because when you do it like today, some of you are not going to, I shouldn't say some people in your world are not going to like it because you may have been filling their rooms that they're avoiding in themselves. And when you stop filling that room for them, they can no longer avoid seeing it themselves. And you're all uncomfortable. That's why people are getting uncomfortable right now, right? Because they're being forced to look at themselves and not other people. So it might be frustrated with you. They not because they don't love you. Like that's like they don't love me. No, not because they don't want to see you. They cannot see or stand in their own guilt, their own shame, their own sadness that creeps in on them because they're avoiding one of their own rooms in their own lighthouse. No one is exempt from this, my friends. So they're judging you for having boundaries or for taking time and energy to shine from within into your own avoided darkness and start lighting up what you want to have some final peace in. Okay, some calm. So time and energy that you start going, I'm going to put it in here and put energy into some of these things I want to upgrade. Time and energy into feeling free. You are loving yourself, giving yourself time and energy to things that you go, this is what I want. And they're like, why are you doing that? Why are you spending time with that? That's stupid. Why is that important to you? Where are you? What are you doing? That's my point. That's the self-love I'm trying to get you to see. I'm going to show you the wheel here, and I want you all on this call, okay? I want you to acknowledge the wheel. Okay, and I want you to just pick of these 12 categories. You're standing in the center. You're standing here on I deserve it, IDI. Okay, you're in the middle. Here's your energy wheel. This also represents your astrology wheel. We're not doing astrology specific tonight. Okay. And when you're standing in the center of this wheel of I deserve it, I want you to go, you know, if I were to pick a category, right? And you start looking at yourself, and you're like, so I want you to imagine you're standing in the center of this, of your grid, okay? This is your grid lines of who you are, of your chart. And you spin around of all these topics in your life, okay? Let's review the houses or the aspects of your life. Just pick one, okay? You might go, oh, Dawn, 3 of them, 4 of them. 4 of them typically match your hot spots where we're not the best at, but let's just pick one, okay? Let's just focus on one tonight that you might feel that it's just, you're like, oh, that it could be career, your spiritual self, your money, what you're worth, thinking, communication, your home, your family, your security, fun. Maybe you suck at fun, or your children, you're struggling with them. Maybe you struggle with your health, partnerships, business, contracts, sex, transformation, letting go, emotions, your doctrines, your beliefs, your higher wisdom, learning, education, your career at the top, your goals, maybe your aspirations, your reputation. Like, I wish people knew how smart I was. Your father energy, maybe your public, how you fit into family, groups, associations, and your spiritual self. Which one? Just pick one, and you're like, oh, Dawn, I definitely have fear, guilt, sadness, shame in that department of my life, and I keep that door shut and the lights off at all times because it scares the living shit out of me. Okay, but tonight I want you to be like, okay, Dawn, let's fucking go. Spotlight, please, because I'm asking you to shine light into it. Right? Let's go even simpler. The topic that you're like, yep, that's not my favorite place. I'm super insecure. I wish, remember I said, I want what I want in that department. I want to want this. But I've got a lot of guilt around it. I've got a lot of shame around it. So let's just keep it simple. Let's just use guilt, shame, and abandonment. Okay? Which one of those 3. And if you shine light into that room where you're struggling, where you feel guilty about wanting the thing, or even more of whatever that thing is, you might already have it, but you want more. Or if you choose that you will be abandoned for choosing it. If you choose a thing, if you choose more money, if you choose to have a bigger career and you have to travel a lot and you move a lot, or you're busy working more hours, if you choose that, you know everybody's going to be upset because you're not around. What if you choose 8? Intimacy, transformation, more intimacy with your spouse, and they're like, well, I'm not doing that. I don't want more. I don't want to be connected. You're going to fear abandonment in that area too. Fear of others leaving me, abandon me if I choose me. Okay. So what will happen if I choose what I want in one of these? You're the center and your lighthouse. When you're shining, I want you to imagine that oh, I'm good at that. I'm really good at my career. I'm good at children. I'm good at a beautiful home. I'm a great communicator, super easy for me. Spirituality, no big deal. Opening my beliefs to different things. When it comes to my health, yeah, I used to neglect myself, right? Not the best always, when it comes to let's see, sharing my emotions in the 8th house, right? So I go, ooh, yep, you're right. I gotta lean in. What if I chose what I wanted in those categories? Right? You're going to have to feel okay, my friends, with those who are refusing to accept what you want if it's more than you've been accepting into those rooms that have the door shut and or the lights off. Because the second you start shining and all of the slices of your life are lit up, you're a power center. You're literally the light that people can't stop looking at, but at the same time it's blinding. So this isn't a good or bad. It doesn't make other people bad when they refuse to accept what you want. It just means they're forced to go within themselves as well, because you will not be supplementing or drained or adapting to them anymore, because you're going to take time away from them and put it into you. You have to not take it personally. In your mind, you're just simply saying, I love you. Just think about them. I love you. I believe in you. It's all you need. You don't need to use words. You don't need to preach. You don't need to teach them. You need to just tell them what's wrong with them, right? If you all don't have love water, okay, I've shared this with you several times. Here's my love water. Even says I deserve it on it. Everybody at the DMT method gets these water bottles. If you don't have love water, you can go on my website, go to tools, ideserveitnow.com, go to tools, go down to love water, and I teach you how to make it. But I've taught you guys this a couple times. If you don't have love water, simply make some, write on a piece of paper, it has to be glass, right? And write, I deserve more of, what is the thing in your category? You're like, that is a dark room for me, Dawn. I don't want to go there. I don't want to want more because I feel like I won't get in. Every time I try, I fail, or I feel uncomfortable, or it's really scary. Okay. I deserve more of whatever this thing or feeling is. So write that down. I deserve more of fun. And then you're going to write, I love filling my soul with love. Boop, put your water on it, charge it all day, all night, and start drinking that water. Just that one dark spot, just that one door that's closed to that one room in your house. Right? If you have other words and you've already done love water, or if you've done the DMT method, add it to your DMT chart. If you have other words already and you made love water, add those words to your note. I deserve more fun. I love filling my soul with love. That's simple. That's how basic you guys can make this. But I want you to go look at this chart. I will upload this onto the Truth Tribe wall in Facebook. So if you're not there, go join. Truth Tribe with Daune Thompson. You'll see me. It'll pop up. Join into the group. It's a free group. Check every one of these areas of your chart. All right. Where are the lights off? Where is the door closed? Where is it so padlocked you are so afraid to walk in that area, right? Minimally, just go look. Look at your own chart and go, oof, you're right. That is an area. Most likely, if you've done a hotspot chart, if you don't have your hotspot chart, right? I'm in the new year in January, my friends, I'm going to do a mini live webinar, just reading the basics of your chart. So people ask me that a lot, and I'll make a PDF so you can follow along. right? But if you don't know how to read your basic chart, go grab the hotspot guide, minimal, right? And it'll show you where your 4 hotspots are on your personal birth chart. And I guarantee one of the houses that you picked tonight, one of those houses that you picked tonight, one of those rooms that you picked tonight will have one of those hotspots from the hotspot Zodiac Wills Your Medicine guide. I guarantee you one of those hotspots will be one of these houses. So you're here to learn this karma. You're here to grow from this karma, right? You're here to grow from this. And so typically the dark rooms are where those hotspots sit in your chart as well. So if you don't have the Zodiac Wheels Your Medicine Wheel book, DM me on Instagram or Facebook, just all one word, or in the chat, just the word Z, all one word, BOOK, Zodiac book, and I'll send you the link and you can find your weak spots in your chart and you can go, damn, that is a dark room. I don't like going there. I feel guilt. I feel shame. I feel abandonment when I go into those areas of my life. Okay, I will upload this for you, but pick one and go, yeah, that's something I'm afraid to travel. Why? That's silly. I want to travel, whatever that is. Okay. So it's important for all of you to start looking at these from a perspective of, it's okay for me to want more. It's okay for me to want what I want. It's okay for me to rest. That's been a big thing for me. I've really spent very little time with a lot of people lately because I've been resting. I've been doing a lot of detoxing and healing and resting. And you know what? It's a lot of silent time. It's a lot of quiet time, but I feel better because my energy's rebuilding. I'm putting it back into areas I felt guilty my whole life, probably picking me. Doesn't mean it was good or bad. No, I was just ready. Everybody, really quick, out loud, I want you to repeat after me. I teleport into my dream reality now. Clap 3 times. It's okay for you to pick all 12 categories and want what you want and shine bright and high frequency, because a lot of us are still playing low frequency from programming. Okay? All right. Let me get into the planetary update because it's going to match this, and that's why I'm bringing this up. Our guilt, fear, and abandonment that we all have. So none of you are like, I don't have that. I don't feel guilty. I have no shame. I don't feel abandonment. Bullshit. Everybody's got it somewhere. I feel guilty wanting that. I feel guilty wanting to have a career. I feel guilty wanting to go have fun when I have all this responsibility. All this bullshit. It's okay. Because it's time to pick you. Planetary update. My friends, guess what today is? Today is the first actual day of Mercury retrograde. So I prepped you last 2 weeks. It was coming. November. These are your dates. Okay, it's about 3 weeks. November 25 through December 15. Okay, so Mercury has now gone backwards. So remember, planets never go backwards in orbit, just so you know. They don't, here's this, they're orbiting in the sky and they go forward. It never goes forward. It goes forward. What it does is it stops moving and it does a loop-de-loo, like sitting in a swivel chair. It just turns around, kind of does a loop-de-loo in space. So once it's looking backwards, it feels like it's looking backwards and it's asking you to do the same. So anything Sagittarius, it's sitting in the constellation of Sagittarius, are all Sagittarius related things that are going to get highlighted right now for you. So trips, delays and trips, slowness of trips, changing your reservation for a trip. I was going to go on this day, I got to go on that day, changing appointments, changing meetings, changing, doing something not at all, right? Just be okay with that. The things that you've been dreaming maybe of, when you do look back and go, God, I've always wanted to take that trip. You might go plan it. So remember, retrograde never means no. It means slow. It's just the pause button. Okay. So think about Sagittarius stuff, your views on higher learning, your philosophies, your rules. It's all about the law. Okay. Can be reevaluated right now. So learning legal issues that may come up for you going, no, I got to reevaluate what that means for me. Okay, use this period while it's retrograde to get a clearer perspective on what's important to you. Remember that retrogrades are not always bad. Sometimes they're just good for us to reassess where we're going before we can keep moving forward. Okay, and so simplifying this down, yes, you're going to you're going to get pushed into self-assessment, which is why I brought up your weak spots and or dark rooms of your house. You're all lighthouses. You're already full of light. There's just a couple rooms that are shut, or you just walk past them and you leave them dark because you don't want to avoid them. That's all it is. You're already lit up from within. You already are brilliant, beautiful, light, spiritual light workers, power workers, spiritual warriors. You're already that. Okay. So you're going to get pushed to reassess, self-assess your beliefs and what you're worth, what your value is. And it's time for a deep dive so you can upgrade. Now, on Sunday, I know I'll see you on Monday, but already on Sunday, remember new moons are really good for planting new seeds. So it's also a good time once you maybe write and charge your water all week, write a note of this thing that you want and burn it. Just write it down. This is what my new moon intention is, and burn it and let it go. Or make sure you're drinking your water and charging that frequency into your water every day. With the new moon, it's in Sagittarius. If you know your birth chart, you can go look to see where 9 degrees of Sagittarius sits in your chart. It's also along the Mercury retrograde. Okay, so it's sitting in Sagittarius, new moon. So new moons are new beginnings, planting new seeds. It's where we focus on new opportunities, new experiences. We're opening up because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and it's a planet of expansion, bigger, more, okay, exploration. And so it's the time to focus on new opportunities. But because with Mercury retrograde at the same time, very close to it, our attention may shift from new beginnings a little bit and kind of lead us back again to relook at maybe opportunities for a second chance. Maybe reviewing opportunities that we already started and we thought they weren't going to last, and we have to go look at them again and reassess how we can re-engage them. Because remember, retrogrades are the best opportunity to start fresh starts, especially with this new moon at the same time. It's such an ideal moment to embrace this second viewpoint, a second opportunity, a second chance to revisit past experiences or endeavors, something you started, right? Maybe a project that you failed at, or you didn't finish, a project you started and you abandoned. Or someone abandoned you and you like, oh wow, they reevaluated, they showed back up again. An idea that failed for whatever reasons, and you got, oh, I have it. If I just put more light over here and do more of that, it will help me. I got a little itch. So find the dark rooms in your life that need inspired light. And they may start taking you back to going, oh, this is where I expand. This new moon, this retrograde is actually such a big opportunity for you to explode new life into your life, new energy into your life, new light into your life, because it's like, oh, Dawn just said, just stop avoiding. That's it. If you stop avoiding the insecurities and literally everybody lean in, feel the energy. I don't want to do it then. That's exactly what you need to do. Lean in to those areas that we get guilt, shame, or abandonment feeling from. If I want what I want in that room, it makes me feel that. Okay, everybody tap into your nervous system. Remember, your thymus is where your nervous system is, your immune center, wakening up all the body's nerves and saying, repeat after me, I am courage, I am love, I am truth. Tap into the mind. I know courage, I know love, I know truth. Okay, so tonight on Q&A, my friends, I want you to share the category you're feeling. That you're feeling guilt, you feel shame, or you feel abandonment if you were to choose you, right? What category and what pain pillar? Is it shame or is it guilt or abandonment? Go ahead and share. Someone just shared shame. What department do you think you feel the most shame in that someone just shared? Any of the categories. If you're in the YouTube sharing, watching, type in the chat and just give me your chat there of what category do you feel shame, guilt, or abandonment? Oh, career. I feel shame that I want to pick my career. So my biggest tip for you, lean in. Everybody, doesn't mean you need to wipe out your entire life and only focus on that. Shining a little flashlight into that room helps you get a little bit clarity. And then putting on a lamp, then putting everything on, or shining the entire light in the room and saying, okay, maybe I just need to clean it out so it's easier to focus on. It doesn't have to be a complete overhaul. It just has to be the fact that you're willing to lean into that area without guilt, without shame, without feeling people are going to leave you if you choose what you want. What happened to me last year? Someone says, yes, this person last year had a lot of legal stuff. So I feel a lot of guilt and shame around it. People abandoned me. Okay, that's okay, because you started picking you and you started stepping into what makes you happy and not really worrying about if it's going to take time and energy away from them. Is that true, would you say? Right? Was that true when you started picking things that actually inspired you? What category would you give me, Jen? Can you give me a category? And was it one specific? Was it shame, guilt, or abandonment? I love it. I'm going to answer this as she brings that up. Which of the abandonment? So abandonment is what I'm noticing, my friends, that is coming up the hardest for everybody. We can admit, yeah, I feel guilty wanting that. I feel like but abandonment is like, if I pick me, nobody's going to want to be with me anymore, or they're going to be mad at me because I'm not giving into their energy anymore. I'm not exhausting myself for them anymore. I'm not the glue for them anymore. I'm not holding things together for them anymore. Right? And so abandonment, it comes up and it trips us over, because then they're like, you're abandoning us. You're not doing that for me. And that's not true. It just means you're doing it in a different way. You're spending a little bit more time for you. And all it's doing is forcing them to see their own stuff because you're not there filling in the light. That's all. Okay? So someone else says here, so basically, let me read this out to you. So basically the things you want to feel like it's a lost cause are basically rooms you feel in your lighthouse are just a lost cause. Or it's just not in the cards. Oh, okay. So they're saying, so basically what you want to feel like, you want it so bad. And they're saying basically when you feel like it's just a lost cause, those rooms in your lighthouse, you feel like they're a lost cause. Sometimes it's just not in the cards. Yes, that's exactly how it feels. It's like, ugh, yes, it's just not in the cards. Ugh, I'm just going to avoid it. Act like it doesn't bother me. But it's not true. It's just some sort of guilt, shame, or abandonment that you learned in that category growing up, and you haven't been brave to open the door and give it love and put on the light and fill it with, yes, I can. Yes, this is who I am. I can't believe you're going to do that. Yes, I can. And I'll be back. This is when I have time. This is when I'll be available. I'll be back over there and I'll be all right. I'll be back in a little bit. Yes, I can. In any of these categories. So yes, we have to address that when I don't want to talk about this, when I want to experience this, when I'm afraid to talk about intimacy, I'm afraid to talk about my health. Oh my God, if I bring it up, then I got to deal with it and I got to see stuff I don't want to see. And I got to admit that I've been eating shitty and I have toxins in my body and I'm overloaded with chemicals and heavy metals and all this crap. I have to admit there's some avoidance there in my health. Okay. But when you turn the light on, yes, I can. I can get rid of all that from my body. I can detox it from my body. I can fill myself with, beautiful things, because I'm going to go research the shit out of it and bring myself into most empowered health possible. I promise, my friends, if you shine light, you will find that you start attracting all these solutions, all these opportunities, all these ideas, all these great things to make that thing that you were avoiding, the dark room, feel better. If that makes sense. Okay. Someone says it's hard to admit I want to feel free to choose me. I do feel guilty. Wow. A lot of us are feeling this. Okay. It's all three. It's one or all three of them, maybe for some of you. Someone said abandonment and shame. Exactly. Okay. So this is really good. Thank you for sharing this one. Everyone does. Everyone feels it's hard to admit, I want to feel free in this area because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I agree. It's the old system of programming, my friends, and we are now in this Aquarian energy, which is freedom, revolution for ourselves, authenticity, which means you have to be the energy of authenticity and truth within yourself. So if it's what makes you feel calm, as I talked about at the beginning of the call, it's for you. Trust is not safety, my friends, right? Trust is calm and peaceful. When you trust the choice of picking, I want this, and it makes you feel good to pick it, you know that's the truth. When you pick something that doesn't make you feel calm or at peace, that's not the truth, right? So when you can pick it without anxiety, without fear, without guilt, without shame for choosing to feel good, then you know it's calm and it's your truth. So guilty may poke at you for a little bit. Like it may go like that, right? It may poke at you for a little bit, but I promise it will dissolve the more you start feeling how good calm feels. Like, oh, I did what was uncomfortable and that felt really calm and I'm going to grow off of that level. And then I did what was uncomfortable. Oh my gosh, I'm going to grow off that level. And after a while, you won't negotiate your peace for others anymore. You won't be mad at them. You're just going to be an unmoving, unwavering lighthouse that shines peace into areas you felt guilty choosing. You felt shame choosing. And I am trying to tell you all tonight, there is not a human on the planet that hasn't done stupid, ridiculous shit that you're like, I'm not proud of that. I'm ashamed of that. I shouldn't have done that. Says who? Who's the judge of you other than you leaning into those dark rooms that you've been avoiding and saying, I want this so I can feel peaceful? That's the beauty of where we're at right now. And that's the beauty of this stage we're in right now in life. Does that make sense? I know we want to make everything so difficult and complicated, but if you can pick those 3 pain pillars, I usually work with 6, but those 3 are coming up huge right now. And so if you can pick a topic that makes you uncomfortable, just ask yourself, do I feel guilty, shame, or the fear of abandonment if I pick peace of what I want? And you'll know exactly what to do. Pick more of what you want. Pick it, choose it, because it makes you brighter and it makes you more peaceful. And thus it's easier to be around when you're not stressed out and you're not full of anxiety and you're not, upset with other people. You don't need to start expressing, preaching, teaching, telling them how to change their boat out in the darkness into your light. You don't have to tell them anything. You just have to be it. Because if you're being it, I'm telling you, that light is so beautiful. And those who don't want to go there because they're afraid to see their dark rooms will avoid it. And those who do are like, hey, friend, hey, what are you doing? Let's hang out. Let's be BFFs. You'll just attract it. Okay? All right, my friends, if there aren't any other questions on this topic, hopefully I made that super simple for all of you. Remember to share this with your friends. Again, as you all know, share and like with your friends. Share this Truth Tribe tonight when it posts on the replay. Share it with your friends. Tell them, this is what I want you to do with me. Let's do this together. Let's support each other and make what's your dark room? This is my dark room. And make it bright and support each other. Don't let me feel guilty about this. Don't let me be ashamed. Okay, I'll kick your ass and keep you strong. You do it for me. That's how we help each other. So stop thinking something's wrong with you and start being you. Remember, if you want to download and see all of your hotspots, if you don't have your hotspot chart, just DM me in Instagram or Facebook, one word, ZBOOK, Z-Book, and I'll send you the link, okay? Also, if you're watching this after the live session on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, the links are always in the notes below. And as always, you guys know how to find me if you have questions. Please don't hesitate. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. You guys have an amazing night. I love you. Brightest blessings. See you next week.